One fish, two fish, dead fish, blue fish. But unfortunately, the ocean is not just about fish. This deep and enigmatic water body is home to barracuda, sharks, and super squids that might make reality turn into the worst nightmare if once awakened. No matter what fossils we find about the creatures that once inhabited the land, it can never come into comparison with what monsters the ocean might still hold. The discovery of monolithic creatures and monsters of the deep blue sea has given us peculiar clues about what we don't know could be scarier than what we already do. And for these giants, humans will easily qualify as one-bite meal. Before we unveil the monsters, make sure you have subscribed to our channel. So from the prehistoric era to the modern day, here are the 10 biggest ocean monsters in the world. Number 10. The blue whale. Before we dive into the bog of today's video, let's first turn your attention to this artistic depiction of one of the most terrifying things imaginable, getting swallowed whole by a whale. And not just any, the largest mammal ever existed on this planet, the blue whale, of course. This definitive giant creature of the ocean, the blue whale, is astonishing by sheer size alone. Measuring in at over 30 meters in length, the dark blue whale can reach a body mass of over 190,000 kilograms. Their tongues alone can weigh as much as an elephant, and the gigantic heart of the blue whale can grow as large as a Volkswagen Beetle. Just to put it into perspective how absolutely insane the sheer size of the blue whale is, to illustrate this, imagine that their blood vessel is wide enough for a human being to freely swim through them. So yeah, you can imagine if you were unfortunately enough to risk being swallowed by a blue whale. You better hope that you're a strong swimmer. Of course, this list will never be complete without mentioning the undisputed champion of giant ocean creatures. So on to the next one. Number 9. The Shonasaurus. To find a nominee for the blue whale's crown, we have to turn back to ancient history. When our planet was populated by some gigantic creatures, ever to have walked the earth or swim the seas, that had dawned in the prehistoric era. However, none of them have managed to reach the record-breaking size of the blue whale. Fossilized evidence of these ancient species has caused quite a strain among paleontologists. The Shonasaurus is believed to have been as large as 20 meters in length, weighing up to 40 tons. However, not quite the enormous size of a blue whale. Recent evidence has also suggested that they may have been far more extensive than anticipated. The most massive fossilized evidence of this creature has been found in the United Kingdom. Although the truth is still murky, but they may have been the gigantic sea creatures ever known. Number 8. Mauisaurus. Mauisaurus was named after the Maori god Maui, who pulled the islands of New Zealand up from the seafloor with a fishhook, so you already know that this thing is going to be enormous. The neck of Mauisaurus measured up to 49 feet long, the longest proportionate neck of any living thing, aside from sauropod dinosaurs. Their overall length was about 66 feet, and that ridiculously long neck had plenty of vertebrae, implying that it was flexible. Imagine a snake strung through a sea turtle with no shell, and you have an approximate idea of what this thing looked like. It lived back in the Cretaceous era, meaning that creatures that jumped in the water avoided velociraptors and tyrannosaurs, had to struggle with these. The jury is out on which is worse. As far as science can tell, Mauisaurus was limited to the New Zealand area, showing that the place that would one day become Australia and its neighbors was always a land of terror. Number 7. Great White Shark. The great white shark is the most feared of all sharks and can reach up to 24.6 feet in length. However, there are some testimonials of people who claim to have seen larger specimen, but they have not been confirmed. Its bite is 300 times stronger than that of a human jaw. Its teeth are shaped like an arrowhead, and serrated edges that are continuously replaced behind each tooth. 2 or 3 lines are growing. It has a fantastic nerve in the face that allows detecting changes in the water movement, and its formidable sense of smell detected the presence of blood molecules miles away. Its belly is white. Its bluish back, which serves as camouflage seen from above, is confused with the dark water, and seen from below, it is camouflaged with the sunlight's clarity. It inhabits the continental shelf of warm seas, where there is a greater abundance of food. It does not usually approach the coast unless it detects the presence of seals or penguins. It practices ambush hunting. Usually it places itself under the prey and attacks at full speed. If the victim is small, it kills them instantly and devours them quickly. If it's large, it bit their abdomen and then returns to biting it until complete. Seriously, nobody would want to be in their way. Number 6. The Giant Squid. How big do you think the largest squid is? The nightmarish big? The bizarre fact is the size and location of such creatures is yet not fully mapped. We know more about the space than we do about the Mariana Trench, and it's entirely possible that a red giant squid is yet to be discovered. Currently, the largest squid measured by scientists is almost 13 meters long. It may weigh up to a ton. But then again, that's the most giant which is discovered. What about the one still unknown? However, that doesn't stop many people from claiming to see a far larger specimen of these tentacles monsters. The supposed largest squid ever sighted was 53 meters in length, spotted on the Maldives island coast during World War II. The squid was larger than the Navy vessel. Being said that, who knows what this ocean holds? Number 5. The Lion's Mane Jellyfish. Although it's uncommon for sailors to get mistaken between sea debris and a terrifying giant sea monster, the lion's mane jellyfish is precisely that. Believe it or not, this creature was considered the largest of its specimen, equivalent to a blue whale measuring up to 108 feet. That may be huge, but this creature can grow larger than that and reach up to 120 feet long. Living in the Arctic's frozen waters, this creature has been named the most photoshopped sea creature on the internet, but one may never know the actual truth about it. Number 4. The Megalodon. We agree that no list is complete without Meg. However, it's nowhere as large as its whale competitor. This Megalodon is supposed to be the gigantic sea creature ever to exist. Thankfully, it got extinct around 3.5 million years ago. An evolution figured that scaling down the size of an average shark is the planet's best interest. These monsters' fossil evidence suggests it grew nearly 20 meters in length, over 3 times larger than ever recorded great white shark. However, these figures are entirely about the Meg's teeth, but its whole skeletal system was never recovered. To understand more about it, they could have been even more massive than we thought. The size of Meg's teeth was found to be 18 centimeters, meaning that wide rows of these gigantic sharp teeth were used to tear up pretty much every creature in the ocean. The Megalodon is certainly the terrifying creature ever to exist. Number 3. The fin whale. We certainly can't talk about the blue whale, the largest species on Earth, but we can talk about the closest one around. The second largest species to have ever lived on this planet, the fin whale, is just as incredible as the blue whale relative, reaching lengths of its 26 meters and weighing at 80 tons. Their massive size is only possible because of their aquatic lifestyle and the seawater's vital buoyancy. But it's hard to imagine a gigantic creature as a fin whale, or its blue whale relative. They are a species of whale who are human-friendly, so it made to our list for being monstrously huge. They are known to eat 1.8 metric tons of food per day. Capable of swimming up to 23 miles per hour, makes them the fastest of the whales. Number 2. Tylosaurus. Although the Megalodon had its share of the limelight, but this terrifying ocean monster is not forgotten, but feared till date. Many prehistoric species were dominated by this mega reptile that grew over 50 meters in length. While the T-Rex is considered the apex predator of land-based monsters, this Tylosaurus would have been its counterpart in the ocean. This ravenous carnivore feasted on fish, sharks, several birds, and even smaller species. Without a doubt, it was on top of the food chain for several billion years. Number 1. Giant Stingray. What grew 17 feet across, had a 10-inch poison spike in its tail, and was strong enough to drag a boat filled with people? On number 1, we have the nightmare turned into reality, and the creature of the past showing up now. A prehistoric superfish is still lurking around in fresh and brackish waters, from the Mekong River to northern Australia. Stingrays have been around since a few million years after the dinosaurs died out, and have proven to be a successful design, much like the sharks they descended from. The giant stingrays have somehow managed to survive ice ages, and even the catastrophic events. They were featured on Animal Planet's River Monsters. Despite the host's tendency to exaggerate near everything, they are incredibly dangerous to fool around with, even if you don't know you're fooling around with one. They are notorious for putting their neurotoxin-covered spike completely through limbs. I guess on the plus side, if there is one, at least these prehistoric sea monsters won't try to eat you. So better not mess with the monsters of the sea. If this list of most giant monsters made your day, make sure you hit the thumbs up and comment down below. And also do not forget to watch other videos and subscribe to our channel. Until the next video, dive deep and goodbye.